Hey guys, so for this project, these are the items I use for my neck warmer. You're gonna need a yarn. In this case, I used Impeccable. I will put all the information in the description box, including the color, the size of yarn, and all of that kind of stuff, and the name as well. I'm going to need a cutter, so just kind of like a scissors. You could also use just a regular scissors. I'm using a 5mm crochet hook. And then I'm going to use this darning needle to sew in my buttons as well as weave in the ends. And of course, finally, you need your buttons. In this case, I'm using these three. They're wooden. Again, I'll put all the information in the description box as to where I got it. The other thing you may need is a tape measure if you want to know how long you need to do your neck warmer. But if you are doing the same size as this, then you wouldn't need to get your a tape measure. So I'm going to start by doing a slip knot just like that, and then I'm going to go ahead and do my 63 chain. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10. So I have a chain of 63 here. Okay, and now that I have that, I'm going to start my first row with double crochets. So I'm going to yarn over. I'm not going to go into this very first chain here, but I'm going to go into the second one, and I'm going to do my double crochet. Oops. Just like that. Okay, and you're going to continue to do this first row of double crochets all the way to the end of your chain of 63. So at the end, you will actually end up with 62 stitches. Just because we use that first one, we don't put any double crochet in it, so you will end up with 63 stitches. So go ahead and do this double crochet all the way to the end of the chain, and then come back and I'll show you guys how to do the second row. Completed my first row here of double crochets all along the 62 chains that we did for the foundation chain. And so to go into the second row, so this is a very simple stitch to do because you're not going to be doing anything too complicated. So for the second row, what we're going to do is we're going to chain 2. So as you can see here, I went to the very last chain, so make sure you do that, and then you're going to chain 2, turn your work, and then from here on you're going to be working with just the back loop of the stitch. Okay, so you're going to continue to do your double crochet in this very first stitch here. You're going to go through the back loop only. Okay, and then you do your double crochet there, and you're going to do that in the second as well. Do your double crochet there, and then continue to do that. Pretty much this is what half of this project is going to be, is doing the double crochets using the back, going to the back loop only. Okay, so I will let you build up your work. So what I'll probably do is I'll do about 14 let's say 14 rows of this, and then we're going to do something a little bit different. But as you're doing your double crochets along the back of the chain here, along the back of these stitches here, when you come to this very end here, so if you haven't noticed this, those who have seen some of my videos, when I use this stitch, what I do is this is the last place I'll be going through the back loop, and then in this very last one I go through both. So as you can see, I will be going through here before I do my chain 2 and turn my work and continue the stitch. So I'll let you guys build up your work until you have the number of rows that you desire. For me, like I said, I'll do between 12 to 14 stitches, 12 to 14 rows, and it's just literally doing these double crochet using going into the back loop only. So I'll let you guys go ahead and build up your rows, and then come back and meet me so we can start the next step of this project. I'll see you guys in a few. Okay, so this is the this is where I'm gonna stop with this part of this neck warmer. So I ended up doing 14 rows altogether of the back loop double crochet. Okay, and as you can see here, I did not finish the very last stitch, which I wanted to do with you guys. So however many rows you're going to make, when you stop, then we're going to change this project and work along this way. So for here, we're just going to do a double crochet, but we're going to go through the both loops like that. Okay, so just like that, and this is how your work should look. Okay, so this is the 62 stitches. We did 63 chains, and because we started off the project here by not going into the first chain from the hook, we ended up with 63 stitches altogether. Okay, so for this next row, what we're going to do is we're going to chain one. You're going to turn your work like this so that you're going to be working along it this way. Okay, and from this very first space here, you're going to do a single crochet. Okay, so just like that, and then you're going to find a space right here to do another single crochet, and then another single crochet right here. So what we're doing here is we're just creating a path that we're going to be using to do the project moving up this way. So, and again, when you're doing this kind of work, there's no identified spaces where you do your crochet, but you just find spaces as long as you have it done nice and even. Okay, so we're gonna do one right here. I don't like going into this space like this because it makes this hole even bigger than it is, this space here. So we're gonna go right in there. Okay, so we're going to do this single crochets all across this side until you get right here. When you get right here, come back and I'll show you guys where to do what to do next. Okay, so when you have come to the end of this row here, there's just one more double crochet that you're going to do at this, or single crochet that you're going to do at this end here. And when you're here, you're going to chain one. Okay, then turn your work, and to go back the other way, you're going to do another row of single crochet. Okay, just kind of to create a nice path for us to do what we're going to do next. So go ahead and do the single crochet all the way from there to here. When you reach the end is when we're going to do something a tiny bit different. So for your second row of the single crochet, we've come to the end here. And again, don't forget to do a final single crochet in the last space here. Okay, and then I'm going to chain two. 1, 2, turn my work. Okay, and then we're going to do half double crochets, but only going through the back loop here. Okay, so for this next row, it's only half double crochets, and again we're just going through the back loop as opposed to both. So something very similar to what we did here, except this was double crochets and we're doing half double crochets here. Okay, so as you can see, that's how it looks like. Okay, so you're going to continue to do this until you create the number of rows that you desire. For me, I will tell you guys when I'm done how many, but I will probably do something about 15 rows or so. Okay, and this being the first row, by the way. So we don't count these two single crochets here as part of the row. We just count this as being the first one. The first half double crochet row that we're doing is the first one. And then, like I said, I'll probably do between 13 and 15. So I'll let you know, guys, when I completed how many rows I end up doing. But keep in mind, when you get to this very end here, to go through both as opposed to just to have the back of this. So the same thing we did when we're working with the double crochet stitch here in the back loop, we're doing the same thing here where we do the back loop until we get to this second last, and in the last one we go through both, and then you chain 2, turn your work around, and you continue. So I'll let you guys go ahead and build up your rows here, and then come back and I'll show you guys how to finish off this project and put in your buttons. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Okay, so I have completed these number of rows here. So when I last showed you guys, I did the 2 single crochets here, and then I started with doing the half double crochets in the back loop. So this is how many rows I have. So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17. So I have 17 total, and that's where we're gonna stop. But before we do so, like usual, I leave just that last stitch here to do with you guys to finish it off. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll finish that off with you. So we're going to do our final half double crochet here, but we're going to go through the two loops instead of the back loop only, just like that. Okay, and now that we have that, we're going to take our cutter right here. Okay, and then we're going to cut this guy here. We'll cut it like about here. Oops, there we go. And we're going to put this guy back in the thing because it's very sharp and you don't want somebody to accidentally cut themselves with it. So make sure you always have this safeguard there back on it. Okay, and then now that we have the end here and we've cut our yarn, we're going to just kind of fasten it off like that. Okay, there you go. All right, so we're going to put our crochet hook away, and this is the fun part, is we're going to actually fold it. So this is how long it is. This is the rows that we did with the double crochet in the back loop, and then these are the rows that we did with the half double crochet in the back loop. Okay, so when you have your work like that, you fold it. Okay, so this is where we're going to create a really nice neck warmer, and then you're going to fold this side in like this. Okay, so the trick is here you want to line it up like this. So you're going to bring it in like that, and the way you do this, you just kind of work it in. You may bring it up like that first, and then bring this in, and then see where it fits. So as you can see here, I'm adjusting this to be straight with each other, and I keep adjusting this end here. So as long as you can line this part up like this, the rest of it kind of falls in place, as you can see here. So let me just, I'm just going to bring the camera a little bit up so you can see the full thing. I'm not sure if you can see the full thing here, maybe not quite, but like at least you can see most of it like this. Okay, so this is our neck warmer here, and this is where we're going to place our buttons. Okay, we're going to place one button here, one in the middle, and one at the very end here. Okay, so there are going to be 3 buttons here. And at the beginning, I showed you guys the buttons that I will be using. These are wooden buttons. I'll put all the description information in the description box of the video, so you know where to get it if you're looking for this. I really actually like this. They're wide and big, and this is how they would look at the end of it. Okay, so your project is going to look something like that with the buttons here, and then this is how it looks. This is where your neck will go. Obviously, as you put it on, it's going to expand this like this, so you're going to have it so that your neck fits in as big as it is like that. But as you can see here, this is how it's going to look like. So I will show you guys how to put one button in, and then the rest of it you will do it on your own. So as you can see here, I'm just gonna line my work like this to kind of give me an idea where to put the button. So I'll put it right here, which is right here on the inside, and then the second one will go as middle as you can possibly get it. So just guesstimate until you know where the middle is, and then the other one will go to this end. So I'll show you guys how to do this one here, and then you will be able to do the rest of it on your own. So this is where you need your darning needle, okay, and I'm going to use the same color of yarn. You can use a different color if you want to be a little bit spontaneous, or a little bit of I guess daredevil. If you want to use a different color yarn to sew in the buttons, you can, but I'm going to use the same purple that we used for the neck warmer to do the buttons as well. And you're just gonna cut your yarn somewhere there, and then put the safeguard on, put it away, okay. And then what we're going to do is, what I'll do here with the needle, I'll just do like a crisscross. These buttons have four holes there like this, and what I'll do is I'll start in the bottom, okay, and I'll put the darning needle like that, and I'll pull it through. Just a quick thing to mention is I got this set of darning needles that come in this tube like this. If you open it, you have darning needles in all different sizes. So let me just show you that again. So if I make them straight on one end like this is the different sizes it comes in. Now, when I was doing this is the smallest of the bunch, and it's the only one that can fit the whole of my buttons. So be mindful of that when you're going to buy, especially if you're buying one darning needle and not a set like this. Be mindful that you may have a darning needle that's too wide for the holes, and you're not going to be able to go through it. So just FYI. Okay, so now that I've come through like this, I'll leave a little bit of it hanging like this because you're going to need to tie it later. And then the opposite hole from where you brought the yarn through is you're going to do it backwards and pull it down. But make sure you're holding this string so it doesn't pull off. So as you can see here, it goes right across the hole, okay? Now that you're here, you're going to go back in the back of it and go into the other hole that's coming from the opposite side. You pull it in, you lock it in, and then you're going to go right across the straight like that across the hole, but you know what I mean. There you go. So it'll give you that little cross like that, and I'm gonna stop here. If you want to have it really safe and secure, you could repeat again and keep doing crisscrosses, or keep doing crosses here until you feel like it's more secure. But now that I have it there, we're going to take our cutter. We're going to snip this somewhere here like that. Okay, put the safeguard on. And then now that you have that, you're going to just kind of, what I do is I just do a really tight knot. I just really tighten it like that, and then again like that. You could do it more than 3, 4, 5 if you want to really have it secure, but I'll do it just about 4 times, like 3 times like that. And then the final one, I'm going to kind of do a knot like this, like that, and both of them are kind of tied in, and then we're going to cut it off right there. There you go. And then so there's one button here, okay. So I'm going to sew the second one and the third one in like this, and then so you go do the same, go put your buttons in, and then come back and we will see how the final project look. Meanwhile, as well as I'm off camera, I'm going to weave in my ends here. So there's this end here and there's this end here. I'm going to weave it in, and then I'll come back to you guys and we'll see how this neck warmer looks at the end. Okay, see you guys in a bit. All right, so the 3 buttons are fastened in, as you can see here. So if I do unfold, as you can see, these are the 3 buttons we talked about. And I also weaved in my ends. So there's one end here, there's one end here. So now if you stretch your work out completely like this, okay, and then you go back and fold it in the way we did earlier, okay, So to start creating our neck warmer, you will see that we're going to do it something like that. Okay, so this is where the buttons are. We folded it here. What I'll do is I'll just move it a little bit like that. Okay, so you just adjust your neck warmer until it's nice and straight. And when you have it nice and lined up like that, now we're not actually creating any spaces here to put the buttons. You're just going to put it in one of the spaces here where we did our stitch earlier. This is the good thing about this, is you can just kind of squeeze it in like that. So that's where one of them goes like that, and then the other one middle is going to go right about here. Okay, and you're going to go ahead and squeeze in. Let me just get that here. You're going to go ahead and squeeze it in here. Okay, and then the final one is going to go right about here, which is almost right at the end of the project, just like that. Oops. At the end of this part here. Okay, just like that. So as you can see, this is how your neck warmer is going to look, and you just play with it around and make it straight. That's it. So this is how you do this project using just 3 stitches. So if we don't count the chain stitch at the beginning, what we did was we used this stitch here, which is double crochet back loop, and then for this stitch here we used half double crochet back loop, and then of course just the small part here where we did single crochet. Okay, so this is it. This is how your neck warmer will look like when you put these on. This is where your neck is gonna go, and this is going to be part of your kind of like collar neck area, and it's going to look really nice. And you can make this in different sizes depending on your size. So as you can see, I made it in this size as well, and it's a little bit larger. Okay, and also as you saw previously, I made it in this size, which is just slightly smaller than this purple. Okay, so it goes small, medium, and large. And I'm not saying these are the sizes you would be making, but like in terms of my measurements, this would be a large on me, this would be a medium on me, and this would be a small on me. Okay, so that's it for now. I hope you guys had fun making this neck warmer with me. Thank you so much for joining me today. I hope to see you guys in my next video. And before you go, don't forget to subscribe, like, comment, and share this video with your friends who may be looking to do a project in the near future. Thank you so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Ciao, ciao.